Alright, gonna do a trade recap for Thursday, September 11th, 2025. So, market is still at all-time highs. When we're opening, we're kind of balancing out um, in this range. And there's a few things I'm watching. The first thing was kind of a dip into this 6540, 6535 area to look for possible signs of buying. And then I was also watching that level. If it did break, there was definitely a line of least resistance play into this. There's kind of a 15-minute demand zone in here you can't really see. Um, and then if price just opened up strong, I was willing to take longs, but I needed to see really good confirmation. Um, Here's this. You can kind of see as price is opening. It's just in this balance, chopping. So market opens up. And we get a nice little rally and reject right into this kind of VWAP slash pre-market support area. And at this point, I'm like, this could be a possible setup, but with the location kind of being in this balanced range, it's hard for me to get long right here, anticipating a high of day breakout, just because there's such a good chance that we could reject. Or push down into here, where this was just seemed a much better place for me to look for longs. But that ended up working out, and I got a little bit of FOMO on that, even though I knew I shouldn't have taken it. Still just a little bit of FOMO, natural. Then I got even more FOMO when this move happened at the previous all-time high. Just a quick little break and retest, which held. I really just wanted to see a little bit more of a break first. If like replace this candle, switch those two around, we get a push up here, then a retest. I definitely could have gotten a setup there, but I didn't. So at this point, I'm kind of developing levels on the tape to watch for pullbacks into to get long. And two levels I was really watching were first this 6571 through 6568 area. It's a low volume node along with this heavy negative delta right here. And then I was also watching this low volume node in here, the 66s through the 62s. Either one of those areas I was watching for, maybe an aggressive dip to get quickly bought up, see some sign of passive seller or passive buyers. Yeah, so we get this dip right here. Doesn't really pique my interest yet. We start rallying a little bit. And then on this dip, we get a little bit lower and actually kind of test that 71.5 level that I was talking about, that heavy negative delta. And at the point in time when I took this, there wasn't really any buildup here in negative delta. This was all pretty flat. And it got put in after my entry, which we'll see in a second. But there's that original aggressive sell-off that I don't get in on. We're not really low enough yet into a level. And then on this aggressive sell-off, we start to see a bid get filled right in here. With this aggressive selling, fills this bid, and we see some buying coming in off of that. And that was where I went ahead and got long. You can see right here, this is the bid I'm referring to that gets filled. That selling slows down, and then buying comes in off of that. And that was enough for me to get my entry right there at 10.15. Then price chops around a little bit. Gets real close to my stop loss. And this is kind of where we put in more of that negative delta that you saw on the depth of market here through the 73s through 75s. After I entered, a few more aggressive pullbacks failed and got absorbed, which eventually had to stop out, leading for this nice aggressive break to the upside. So I'm in here at 10.15. And this sucked to sit through. This just little chop. It was not fun. This was a very stressful trade. So I get my entry here at 74.25. Stop is 71.25. Almost get stopped out, little run up, chop. And then on this run up, when we're breaking above this previous failure area, and I see this buying slow, I get out 2/3 or 2 lots, which is 1/3 of my position, for almost nothing, for like 2 points. One's even less than 2 points, simply because this thesis is now like not looking as good to me. We're at these all-time highs, which is inherently risky. My target's just right here, another 2 points above where my first scale is. So when price is failing here, it was just in this trade, like I just had to reduce my risk a little bit. Usually I would kick myself for that habit, but with these conditions at all-time highs, it's totally justifiable. And then on the high of daybreak, I get out 2 more, and then I trail the rest of it, which gets taken. I'll just go through them all real quick. Nothing too crazy. I got, let's see, 1.53 R on that, so not crazy. I definitely could have gotten a good 2.5, 3 R on this, but I reduced my risk right here, and I'm fine with that. Like I knew when I did that, if it did win, I was absolutely destroying my risk reward ratio. But based on how the market was reacting and what it was telling me, it seemed very smart to reduce my risk here, because that also enabled me to reduce my stop. So originally I was risking 3 points. After that, it was probably like a tick. And you can see this started to reverse. Like I easily could have been right, and this thing just dumped, and I would have been so happy that I scaled out. And I'm not even mad that I left profit on the table, because I didn't follow my plan, but I reacted to the market, because my original plan was to wait for this high of daybreak. But when we got that move and then all this shit and then this move starting to fail, that's new information that I'm seeing that is telling me my setup doesn't look as good as I thought it did. My thesis might not prove itself. So I'm super happy with this trade. It's been a slow week. It's hard to trade these all-time highs, but you just got to stay patient, and when the opportunity's there, take it and be ready for it to lose, and be ready to control yourself if it loses. That's all you can do. So, peace.